lastly, I want to talk a bit about the graphics of the game. This is kind of a sore point for me. The graphics of this game are serviceable, no doubt.
Oh, I know I don't think I see what I'm seeing, what I'm thinking.
But the game is made for last gen and this gen consoles, and so I think you're going to see once again the graphics of this game suffer. Kind of the way Elden Ring's graphics suffer.
Listed to Red Dwarf. We have in our midst a complete smeg pot. Brains in the anal region. Chin absent, presumed missing. Genitalia, small and inoffensive. Of no value or interest.
Hello everybody, and how's it going? Now, I know I couldn't make a video last week and there was a shit ton of salt last week. Reforged Gaming said dumb things about having to spend $1,500 on a PC to compare with the power of a PS5.
Even raw power, I don't know if what you're saying is true. For $1,500, you think you can just outclass the PlayStation 5 in raw power?
Goddamn right.
It's going to be a close race, dude. It's actually going to be a closer race. If you go right now and spend $1,500 on a rig, and you look at all the breakdowns of the PlayStation 5 and the Series X, and what it's equal to in hardware, you have to go above that. For $1,500, you better get some things on sale.
Boy, I am 2 seconds from being on you like white on rice and a glass of milk and a paper plate in a snowstorm. I will put my foot so far up your ass that water on my knee will quench your thirst.
For $1,500, I'll get you a PC that's more powerful than a PS5, monitor, keyboard, mouse, and possibly a couple of other accessories. No problem. Apparently, Reforged Gaming has 4 PCs, and he doesn't get this. And PlayStation fanboys were all coping about the Ratchet & Clank PC port running perfectly fine on a HDD on max graphics. It was a very eventful week for sure. But I'm not going to cover Ratchet & Clank because I think I've done it twice already on the channel. And you can go and watch a video by Alex. He's done a great video. And Fritanga's done a great video as well. So there's no need for me to go and cover it as well. So today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I found something stupid said by someone I think I never hear it from. So let's get started. The Twitch streamer slash YouTuber named Rod that I follow. He does great Dark Souls related content, and he does a few other games as well, but mainly Dark Souls, Elden Ring. Those are the games he normally plays. He's quite funny to listen to, and I like having him on in the background. But he posts this as a retweet saying common Fextra Life L. So I said to myself, hang on, Fextra Life L? Hang on, Fextra Life is a place we would all go to when we want help with some of our games. I mean, I've used them in the past, doing replays of some games, trying to find items, and I can't remember where they are. And I go to Fextra Life's wiki just to find out where those things are. So in the retweet, he's retweeting something by Lynn V. As much as I hate big corporations being consumer unfriendly in the gaming industry, people like this with such disrespect for art and design, intent, and just a complete lack of understanding, just completely brain dead, all caps, gamer almost pisses me off more. Almost. Now, reading that was hard work, but I was like, what the hell's going on? So there's a little video attached to it, but we'll get to that in a bit. And he further elaborates in a comment in his own tweet saying, my console gens, my graphics, my engine Unreal 5 is holding back, it's serviceable. I'm like, what the hell is he going on about? Do you have eyes? Do you have the capacity to recognize color? Do you have the ability to register images in your head? I swear to fuck, and I mean this, media literacy is fucking dead. Now, upon watching the video, which we'll get to, I understand where he's coming from, even though reading his tweets are hard work, but I kind of got the gist of it before I got to the video. Now, self-admittedly, I've never played an Armored Core game. Armored Core 6 will be my first one. I'm looking forward to trying it out and see what it's all about. I love From Software's work since Demon's Souls all the way up to Elden Ring. I think their games are phenomenal, but I do think their PC ports suck ass, and also they need to get a new game engine. But never have I thought their art style and graphics are outdated, or they're rubbish, or anything along them lines. I think Elden Ring's art style is amazing. I think Armored Core 6 looks fucking awesome, especially compared to the old games. I have had a look at the old games, never played them, but I've seen other people's playthroughs of the games, and the old games, obviously the graphics don't hold that well. But the graphics on the new ones, it's good enough for me, and it should be good enough for everyone. And the fact that it runs on last gen consoles and present gen consoles is a massive W. The people still stuck on PS4 and the Xbox One being able to play this game is no problem at all. The more people being able to play the game, the better. And apparently, we're getting up to 120 FPS and this broken old ass engine on PC. So we'll have to wait and see how that one pans out, because we know what their PC ports have been like in the past. Hopefully, this one turns out great. But Extra Life has a really bad take on this one. Also, I think so anyway. So let's get into it.
And lastly, I want to talk a bit about the graphics of the game. This is kind of a sore point for me. The graphics of this game are serviceable, no doubt. But the game is made for last gen and this gen consoles, and so I think you're going to see it once again, the graphics of this game suffer.
Okay, so the game being for last gen and this gen consoles shouldn't be a problem. Like I said earlier, the more people get to play the game, the better. And look at Resident Evil 2, 3 and 4 Remake. There's a good example. They also run on last gen and this gen. They look stunning on all systems, to be fair. Obviously, on the current gen consoles, they look a bit better. They run, they perform better, so on and so forth. So there shouldn't be a problem with this at all. And I think Armored Core 6 looks absolutely stunning, by the way. Let's carry on and see what he has to say.
Kind of the way Elden Ring's graphics suffered. Obviously, no one cares about the graphics of Elden Ring, right? Like, the game is good, it's phenomenal. Graphics are not the most important thing for Elden Ring.
I would like to know why it wouldn't matter for Elden Ring, but it does matter for Armored Core 6. I mean, he's sure going to give us a reason, but whatever reason he says for this game probably stands for Elden Ring 2. Don't get me wrong, nice graphics are good, but it's just cherry on top of the cake. Honestly, if the game runs good, performs really well, and the graphics are serviceable, and the game is fun, then there shouldn't be a problem.
But I kind of feel like in a mech game, graphics are a little more important. Like, you want the combat to be as flashy as possible, as visually as appealing as possible. And I feel like you're starting to notice how dated From Software's engine is getting in Armored Core 6.
Well, their engine that they've been using for years have been dated for a long time. They keep using it and it works, and I know the company hasn't got the billions of dollars that other companies have got, so they keep using the same engine. If they can make it work like they did with Elden Ring, and they can make it work again with Armored Core 6, then that's fantastic. And like I said, with this engine, more people get to play, and that's not a problem. But wanting the graphics to be better should not be a priority in any game title at all. I mean, for God's sakes, I've been playing Halls of Torment recently. Just like Vampire Survivors having that massive addiction, the graphics are absolutely shit in that game, but the gameplay is phenomenal.
I mean, gameplay-wise, the game ran smooth. I was up above 60 FPS the whole time.
And isn't that the most important thing?
There were no bugs, there were no glitches, there were no crashes. Everything ran great. And we've come to expect this from Software. They typically don't have these issues in their games at launch, so that's really good news. But I do wonder, at what point are they going to make the leap to a new engine like Unreal 5?
What? What the fuck?
Okay, now, don't get me wrong. Unreal Engine 5 can do some amazing stuff. The biggest problem with Unreal Engine 5 is that no one can fucking use it. Now, I'm no game developer, but most games that are developed under Unreal Engine, especially Unreal Engine 4, run like ass. And the PC ports that have come out of Unreal Engine are just absolutely horrible. The reason I haven't bought Star Wars Jedi Survivor is because it's on Unreal Engine 4, I think. And that thing runs like a bag of shit. And a multi-billion-dollar company like EA can't get that game right. So what do you think From Software are going to do with Unreal Engine 5? The reason they use their current engine is because they know how to use it, and it was built by them from the ground up. But the whole team to go and have to relearn a brand new engine and fuck around and try and learn how to make their games have the same type of feeling, blah blah blah, you know, so they don't go stray too far from what they know. It's going to be a long slog and really hard work for them. Now granted, if they can build their own engine and make it much better, that'll be fantastic. I doubt that'll happen. If they can grab Unreal Engine 5, make it work, and make sure it's not a stuttering mess when it comes out, that'll be fantastic too. I won't have a problem. But pushing for a narrative that they need to go to something like Unreal Engine 5, it's not really needed. I personally don't have a problem with how Elden Ring looked or how Armored Core 6 is turning out to look like. I don't feel the need they need to go onto Unreal Engine 5.
I mean, they are falling further and further behind the industry by using this antiquated engine. And I wonder at what point are people going to quit forgiving it? You know what I mean? Like, they do so many good things in their games, and graphics are not everything. But I feel like graphics are a huge part of a mech game compared to something like Elden Ring. And They got to make that jump at some point, and I wonder when we're going to see it. Obviously, Elden Ring DLC is going to still be on the Elden Ring engine, but what about the games after that? Are they going to move away from the engine that they've been using, or are they going to continue to use this because it's what they know and what works for them? I think time will tell on that, but I really, really hope at some point they're able to make the jump to a more modern engine.
Okay, I'll give him that one. I'm not going to completely forgive how Elden Ring turned out on the PC side, because their own engine doesn't perform well on PCs for some reason. Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, they've managed to get working perfectly. Sekiro still has some weird problems. Well, it might just be me, but it has some weird problems here and there. But those problems followed from my old PC to my new PC. For Elden Ring, at some points, especially when the game came out, it was a stuttering mess. And I don't really know what the problem was. A lot of people tried to figure out what the problem was, but it seems now the game has smoothed out a lot more than what it was after some patches. Yes, I can agree they could modernize their engine or get a new engine, but this push for wanting to go for Unreal Engine, I don't think it'll have the same look and feel as the old games would have. I have no problem with the graphics. The graphics for their games look absolutely fine. I think that's the biggest L he had in this take here, was the fact that the graphics aren't good enough. They're not flashy enough for a mech game. I think Armored Core 6 looks fantastic. I said it earlier. The graphics look flashy, the gameplay looks fast-paced, and it looks fun. And that's why I'm going to buy it. That's what I'm buying the game for, is the fun aspect, not because it looks good. All I want from a game is for it to run at a stable frame rate, not have frame stutters, look decent enough so I know what's going on screen, and most of all, for it to be just fun. That is the most thing I want from a game. If I'm paying $60, $70 for a game, I want to be enjoying myself. I want to make sure that the thing that I put my hard-earned money into isn't broken on launch. I think this is a pretty bad take by Fix for Life, and I think a lot of other people thought the same as well. Let me hear what you guys think in the comment. Do you think this is a bad take by him, wanting this game to be on Unreal Engine 5, or just a new engine in total? I mean, I can agree on the whole new engine thing. Yes, Dark Souls From Software's engine needs to be updated by now, or just renewed, but I don't think the graphics are a problem at all. The only thing that suffers for them normally is performance, especially when they make a massive game like Elden Ring. But let me hear what you guys think in the comments. Do you think the games look fine the way they are, or do you think they need to jump to make their graphics like all the other new AAA games that are coming out there? Now, if you like the video, hit like, share, subscribe if you so choose to. Hopefully I can make more videos again this week. Life doesn't get in the way again. And that'll do it for me. I'll see you guys in the next one.